The world of patterns, whether it's for print on demand, selling printables, or even coloring pages, is a huge and very profitable world. And one of the apps that I most enjoy when it comes to making patterns is the app Repr. Repr is a web app that was discussed many times in this channel. There will be links down below to multiple tutorials using Repr to create multiple different things, but for the sake of this video, I wanted to gather the 10 things that I like to do with Repr personally, or that I think have the most amount of potential with Repr, including my iPad. That means Procreate, because I do use Repr for Procreate, if you believe it or not. Now, the reason why I'm making this video, other than the fact that Repr is awesome, is because we have a Black Friday sale for Repr that started, I think, a day or two ago and will last for the next 4 days until November 26th. And I will also be mentioning that, and of course, links down below and details with the coupon code for their Black Friday sale for new users on Repr. But you know, I think I'm forgetting something. What is it? Oh, hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mayo and I teach creative people how to sell their art online. And let's hop on over to my computer to start with the number one of the 10 things I like to do with Repr the most. And we're on Repr, and we're going to start the app and do the most, normal thing. And I'm just going to start in a new collection. Let's call it test, because I'm doing this for the sake of this video. And I'm going to take an image and turn it into a pattern. Now, there are many images that I can take. These are some of the things that I've uploaded to create a pattern, but I found that images that are either very simple create really good pattern, or images that are very, very complex. So we have this photo here, which is extremely simple. And I'm just gonna, move this around. Let's zoom out and create patterns. But again, this is not a full Repr tutorial. There were videos on Repr. I will leave links to them down below. I'm just gonna change the photo here to an image, an actual, like something that will be like, wall art or a certain image. I really like this llama. I'm gonna use that one and turn that into a pattern. Now, obviously this looks kind of weird. You really need to know what image to take. But if I go to one of the other edges, I think I usually just go for the Persian star, which is a relatively new pattern on Repr, and I kind of like how this one looks. Also the bloom pattern, which I really like, and again can create really nice patterns from this source image, which has nothing to do with the actual pattern created. And I really like this one. Let's change it to another image with a different color palette. I just released the Bokalites paper, and I've been using it actually on Repr quite a lot. As you can see, I uploaded some of them, and these create really unique type of patterns, especially in the points where there is light. Again, I'm a Persian star kind of girl. I think I keep coming back to that, or honeycomb, which is gorgeous. But this is a basic thing you can do with Repr and create a pattern and export it with any kind of size you want and use it for print on demand or for printables. But one thing that I do like to do, and I feel like a lot of people don't really look at that enough, is that some products look really good when it's a pattern, but it's not going to look really good as wall art. So let me switch my image again to something interesting. And I want to show you how, if I take the metamorphosis effect, I can create something really nice. I like this image. This is literally nothing. You can see an umbrella, and this, I made that with Canva. And I'm going to take something like that. Let's take a look. I'm going to go to the effects and hit the metamorphosis. Now on export, I'm already going to choose 9400 by 9400, which is the size that I'm using for Society 6. And I'm going to try to repeat this a little bit more. And you can see here how the metamorphosis basically breaks the pattern to move to the right, expands it in a certain way. And now when I move it around, I can create really interesting wall art just with this function. Let's try the Persian star. The Persian star is interesting. And this is a technique that I'm actually using with Society 6. If you would look here, for example, this was made from tie-dye, and I used the metamorphosis pattern to break it, from the right to the left, as well as this, which I broke it up and down to create more interesting wall art from a pattern. And of course, you can also put it on other products with the metamorphosis effect. Now, there is one thing about Repr that a lot of people don't seem to realize, which is to expand a pattern. So let's say, for example, I have this watercolor seamless bundle, and all the images here are 3600 by 3600 pixels. And if you upload them to Redbubble or to Zazzle, you have the tiling effect. But if you want to use these patterns on a print-on-demand platform that doesn't have the tiling effect, or if you want to create mockups, then you're in a bit of a problem. However, with Repr, this is extremely easy. I'm just going to change my image to something that is a seamless pattern. I made this for Hanukkah, and this one is like a Shabbat Shalom kind of thing, but let me see if I can find more. This is a pattern, a seamless pattern, this and this. Let's choose this one. I think I actually have this product. I don't remember where, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the tiling option and I'm going to choose rectangular grid, and then I'm just going to select everything. And of course, I'm still on the metamorphosis, so let's dissolve that one. And as you can see here, we have a pattern, a seamless repetitive pattern that repeats itself endlessly. That's one of my favorite things to do, again, with the rectangular grid, simply taking a seamless pattern and expanding it. This is how I took this seamless pattern and created this huge product on Society6. Now, you can also create and sell paper packs. So let me just go to the export and put in something more paper packy. And let me show you something really cool that you guys can do that is super easy. So I'm in Canva, I'm going to go to create a design, and I am going to place it at 4000 by 4000 pixels. And I'm going to go to elements and I'm going to choose a circle. Let's make the circle in the middle. And let's change the color of the circle to, let's do gray. And this one, a darker gray. What do you think? Let's do black and white, you know? Okay. And export this dot to create a lot of other paper packs. And I'm heading over to Repr, change image, upload, and upload my dot. And as you can see here, I have a dotted paper. Now, if I want it to be on the side, 45 degrees, usually that's how people would sell this kind of paper. And even just with this color, I can go to the duotone and literally change the colors that are in this pattern, this dotted pattern. Let's make this one like some kind of pink and some kind of red, and I can switch it around. Obviously, I don't have to just repeat this. I can also create this kind of pattern, export them and sell them as digital paper packs. This is actually kind of cute. Let's go to the effects and change the colors a little bit more. Let's do something blue. I like blue. And switch the pattern to any of these, creating very interesting paper packs. And because we're in the business of paper packs, often when you want to sell a paper pack, you want to download this and then you want to have a different color. So all I have to do is, first of all, I can invert, like switch between them, export this, switch back, change this to green, change this to green, export this, invert, export that, and create really beautiful paper packs. Now, one thing that I also like to do is to export an actual tile. That's an option here. So let's click on tile, and the size of the tile is going to vary based on the tiling effect. Because if I'm going to look at, for example, the pyramid, this is not a 1:1 ratio. That doesn't mean it's not okay. I mean, you can definitely export this when you're working with Redbubble, for example, or Zazzle with tiling effects. But as a tile, if you want to have a square, you're going to have to work with something that creates a 1:1 ratio, and you will basically have the tile size being identical from the horizontal and the vertical. So we have the cross one that does that. We have the arabesque that does that. The octagon does that. Let me just find something interesting here. Let's change an image, you know what? Oh, wow. This is kind of cute. I didn't intend for it. Let's see how it looks without the duotone. Oh, why am I on black and white all of a sudden? Let's work on this. This is actually kind of cute. You know what? I kind of like this. Oh, this is so trippy. Whenever I'm making a video about Repr, I need to like remind myself to not get too trippy in it. And for example, if I'm exporting this tile, so let's export the maximum size of the tile. I'm exporting it with JPEG. I don't need PNG for that purpose. Let's call it tile test. And once I have just the tile, for example, I'm going to go to Zazzle to design an actual tile. Let's upload it here. And I've designed an actual tile. You can also go to create and wrapping paper. Let me just get a different type of tile from what we have here. Let me see if I can make some. Oh, wow. This is so cute. Let's see if I can do something. The Persian star creates a tile. Like everything creates a tile, but this tile is not 1:1 ratio, but I can still work with that. And let me just export this one, tile test 2. And I am going to go to Redbubble, for example, and with upload new work, I'm going to take this tile because Redbubble has their own internal tiling system. Obviously, I'm not going to activate this on a t-shirt or on a hat, but if you look at the chiffon top, I just have the tile itself. And I know that a lot of people like to do that, not because they can't export the right file with Repr, because it's a lot less space taking because the file of the tile is a lot smaller than the file of the actual full work. And it does create interesting products. But again, for a lot of purposes, this will not do it for me. I will need something more 1:1 ratio-y. Oh, I'm just making up words right now. Let's go with this kind of tile. Change the image to this. This looks weird. I take it back. I'm not changing it to this. Let's go to my library and just show you around. You know what? I like this design. Where's the full one? This one. This one creates beautiful things. Everything with lines create beautiful things. And we have this kind of tile here. Again, the diamond penrose gives me a 1:1 ratio tile, but also Eco Tartan. And let's go with pyramid, cross, octagon. And I'm going to export this tile. And then I'm going to go to Zazzle to customize a wrapping paper. There was a full video, by the way, about wrapping paper, just so you know. I'm going to upload this design, and then I'm going to go to layers, to design placement, and choose a tile. And then I'm going to click on the design and fit. And this will be my wrapping paper. Now, we're not done yet. We're at count 5, if I'm not mistaken, but I do want to stop here for a second and talk about the Black Friday deal that we have with Repr. So from now until November 26th, anyone who wants a Repr yearly subscription to this amazing platform that can export things in huge sizes, and again, links down below to the tutorials, anyone who wants to get a yearly membership to Repr, new users get 50% discount with the coupon code that I keep forgetting, MAYBF. It's going to be written on the screen as well as in the description. But as I said, we're just at number 5 of the things that you can do, or I can do, or I love to do with Repr, and we're still missing 5 more. So let's get back to my screen and continue with number 6. Moving on to something else that I really like about Repr, and I'm going to go with surface here, and I'm going to fit the preview area. I'm not going to do any kind of specific size. And I'm just going to choose, you know what, I have some liquid art that I really like the effects of it when it's being tiled. Or like, generally speaking, I've been kind of into like stained glass art when it comes to tiling. I don't know why, it just creates something really beautiful. This one, ooh, let me see. I think I should have thought about that. Let's just go with this one. And the 6th thing, yeah, we're on number 6, that I really like to do with Repr and that you can do is to make relaxing videos. And the way to do that is all you have to do is to have the ability to record your screen, which I do since I'm working on it right now. And you go to the dream mode here, and this literally starts moving. You can make it move faster and even change tile variation, which I don't think that I would suggest. But basically it runs on the screen here. It just moves. Now let's stop this for a second and maybe choose a different type of tiling. Oh, these are beautiful regardless. You know what? This one is kind of cute. How will this run? Oh, wow. Okay. Let's start this up. And then you hit the full screen mode. And you just record your screen to make a relaxing video. I'm going to leave 2 links down below to a different project that I started working on that has these kind of relaxing videos. I was using music from Artlist, and it is a pretty cool thing to do. Actually, sometimes I just do this for myself. I just look at this for a few minutes between tasks that I'm doing to clear my mind. I just love this option with Repr. Thing number 6 that you can do with Repr, let's say I want to sell this design and I want to sell this as a paper pack or I want to sell this for other people or as a service to show people that I can make patterns. And what I really need is 3D mockups. Now, of course, I can just, go to Redbubble where I've uploaded stuff and just save them, or take stuff from Society6 or from whatever website, and even from Placeit. But if that's the only thing you want to do, just go to 3D and easily create product mockups. Let's look, oh, leggings. And you can switch them around. Woo! This is so trippy. I've actually never done this like this. This is so trippy. I mean, the quality of it is really good. Usually I just screen save for these instances. You can show backdrop or not. Hide backdrop. And if I decide that I really like this, I can go to export. Let's do JPEG and export this. Let's have a look at how it looks. Yep. This is what I have now. I usually actually just do some kind of screenshot of the screen, but this is a really cool option. Let me just show you how it looks with something else. We have this, for example. You have a lot of stuff here. You have like t-shirt mockups, I think like Ghost t-shirt. And this is something that I'm actually using a lot, especially for Maytribe.com, because I am selling paper packs for people to use for commercial purposes. So for example, I was showing how it looks on products, and these are just products with simple placement, but I did do like some kind of how it's going to look if you take it and use it with Repr. I was also using it for the stained glass bundle. As you can see here, I was showing how this would look on a t-shirt, which is a mock-up from Repr, and again, how it looks on a scarf, how it looks on a stack of pillows. And this is a really good way as someone, if you're selling digital paper packs, if you're selling patterns, if you're selling these things, to just show people how the product would look like. This is also a very good option for you if you're selling fabrics, because I don't think that this dress is actually print on demand. I think it's more like for people who sell fabrics. Moving on to number 8, which is creating coloring pages. There was a full video just about coloring pages. I will leave a link to that down below, but I just want to show you how easy it is. So I'm going to delete this, I'm going to take a line. Literally a line. Let's make it thicker. And let's just duplicate it a bunch of times. Copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. Let's take one of them and switch them. Copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. And let's make this one thinner. Move this one here, make this one thinner. And I'm going to download this. I know it doesn't look that impressive. I know this is a very, very bad coloring page. And then I'm going to go to Repr, change image, upload the complete nonsense thing I just did in Canva really fast, which didn't require, by the way, to have any kind of Canva Pro. And for the export, I'm going to go back to surface design. I'm going to choose custom. And let's say I'm designing something that will be by inches. Maybe like 8.5 and by 11 inch. Yeah. Oh, I'm on the wrong thing. Sorry. It always happens to me. I keep doing the repeat instead of this. So 8.5 by 11 inches. And with effects, I'm going to choose a surface border, either white or black. And now I'm just going to move this around. Obviously with facade, I think it doesn't look that good. Let's go with the Echo Honeycomb. This could be interesting. Let's move it in. Basically creating surface coloring pages that you can sell as printable coloring pages. You can create one of these pattern coloring pages for KDP, like a full coloring book. You can sell it as a printable coloring book, as well as coloring wall art. That can be a cool idea. I'll leave links down below to how I'm doing these things, like a more extent tutorial, I guess, about the coloring part, as well as a little bit of a try that I did coloring print-on-demand posters. That was a fun experiment. Now, the last two uses for me for Repr is actually for source files for Procreate, and I'll show you how it works. Let's take this effect down. The first thing is that I like to create something here that I'm going to later on color on Procreate. It's kind of my thing. Let's try the metamorphosis on this one. Oh, wow. Complete and utter tush. Does not look good. Okay. Let's get out of the fixed ratio. In and out. You know what? I can do the fit area just so I can move with my mouse in and out and try to find something cool. And then I'm going to basically color it as if it was like a mandala or something. me change the image. I have some stuff that I've uploaded here, just the simple lines even. Ooh, this one's pretty. I like this one though. What do you think? And I'm going to export this one, and we're going to send this to my iPad so I can show you what I'm doing with it. Let's just you know what? I think I can work that here with this one. It's exported as a JPEG file. And I'm going to show you in a second what I'm doing when I get to my iPad. But I'm going to do two things with my iPad, as I said. And one of them is to create a tiling brush. And for that, I do need, and I have to have, a 1:1 ratio tile. So for example, this one is a 1:1 ratio tile. Let's click on export the tile and go back, and let's change an image to something that doesn't have these lines, but something like interesting. For example, oh, I love these ones. Let's go with this one. But I do want to change it to black and white. It's going to change to black and white on Procreate regardless. But I do think that changing it, no, you know what? Let's leave Procreate to change it to black and white. How does it look on a surface? Ooh, that's interesting. Okay, so I'm going to export this tile. Ta-da! Export. And now I'm going to take these two. These three, actually. We have the coloring one for my iPad, and we have the Procreate tiles. And I'm going to grab my iPad, which you can't see now, but you'll see in a second. And I am going to click here and share this by AirDrop with my iPad. It's really like the easiest thing in the world when you have everything that is Mac together. And I don't know if you heard that, but it has arrived. So as I said, the last two things that I like to do, which are the coloring page, which is this one, as well as the tile, have to do with Procreate. And we're going to get back to me now to show you how I'm actually using them for Procreate. Now we're at the point where with number 9 and number 10, I'm going to need to use my iPad and Procreate. But before we do that, I would like to kindly ask you that if you like this video or found this content useful, please hit the like button down below, because every time you do that, YouTube thinks, hey, this is a cool video. I'm going to show it to more people, and it really does help my channel. So I'm at Procreate, and I'm going to open a new tab. Let's make it 8.5 by 11, right? So let's go with inches, backspace 8.5 by 11, and done. I have 27 layers. That's a lot, even though, you know, it's a really old iPad. So maybe I could have a little bit more, but think about getting an iPad, a new one. Insert a photo, and we have here our coloring page. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to click on this layer and call it, oh wow, I accidentally inverted it, which looks brilliant, by the way, but no, I'm going to use it as a reference. And now I'm going to choose a color, and I'm just going to drop it. I don't know if you can see here. I'm just going to drop this color. Let's continue filling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I am literally coloring the gaps in between, because it uses the outlines as the reference, as basically like a digital coloring page, which could either be sold, by the way, as a digital coloring page, or this is something really cool that you can do to create some kind of cool art just to sell it as is, or even when you're selling coloring pages, to have this as an example after you painted. And if I want to do something a little bit extra special, let's go to alpha lock this layer, choose a little bit of a darker one. Ooh, bokeh lights are nice. Bokeh lights are not going to do much because bokeh lights are brighter, but fine. Let's go. I have some saved ones. The grunge one is one of my favorites. I'm just gonna sort of circle this, not circle, but go over all the dividing lines. I'm still trying to figure out, by the way, how to make Procreate tutorials, how to film my tablet, not just doing these things, but yeah. Oh, this is coming up nice. Let's add another color to the mix. Let's go with green. Now, what goes with this color? Pink. All right, continue filling. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is so much fun. Honestly, I kind of want to do this when I'm not recording because it's really relaxing to do this. And it's less relaxing when you have to talk while doing this. And let's alpha lock this layer. Again, I'm going to my grunge brush. And in this case, I'm going to lighten up the surface, or again, let's make it darker, just like we did with the previous one. And this is a really cool thing that I like to do, mostly to relax, but sometimes I use it just to create like really interesting type of wall art in a pattern that I wouldn't normally be able to make by myself. Maybe I wouldn't be able to think about it, but this is something that I really enjoy doing. Wait, I have to finish another one. Should make like a digital coloring page YouTube channel. Alpha lock. Come on. Wow. I'm starting to really like this. Now, obviously, this one is a very complex one. You see, there's so much going on here, but you could have done it with easier ones. And I really, really do like the result. It's actually kind of cool. But the last thing that I wanted to do was to create a pattern brush or a tile brush. So I'm going to open, it has to be 1:1 ratio. Usually for stamps or brushes, I'm using 3000 by 3000 pixels. And let's just import this. We had two ones, right? Let's just insert this one. And we had another one. So let's insert that as well. Now, for those of you who don't know anything about creating brushes, they're going to be created in black and white. So this one is going to be like multiple variant of grays. Let's start with the first one, which is the easiest one. I'm going to swipe my 3 fingers down on the screen to open copy all. And I'm going to go to my brushes. Let's just, you know, this is a brush thing that I'm working on. I'm just going to, you know what? I'm going to go to my patterns and I'm going to add a brush. Then I'm going to go to grain, import, paste. Taking this in. Now, whatever is white is going to be the brush. I'm going to tap my screen with 2 fingers to invert this and click on done. And I can go with texturized or with moving. I like the moving one better. Moving. Let's go with properties. Preview size is fine. Maximum size will be very big. Let's click on done and see what we've done. Oh, wow. Yeah, not what I wanted. Going back to my brush, grain. Let's go with texturized. Done. Let's reduce the size of the texturized effect. Scaling it. Yep. And this is my brush. Ta-da! Now, let's see what happens when I invert this. So I'm going to duplicate this brush. This is not a full tutorial on how to make brushes, but let's just invert this one. Done and done. And now, this is going to be my brush. Now, I did say that I also want to make something with this one. So 3 down, copy all. Let's just duplicate this brush. Go to grain, import, paste. And again, whatever is white is going to take on the color. Let's invert this with 2 taps. Done. And this is my brush. Let's make it bigger. Scale it bigger. This is literally a pattern brush and I did it with Repr and it's actually kind of cool. I'm going to keep this one. And putting my iPad aside, let's just stop recording. So those are the 10 things that I like to do with Repr the most. I would love a comment down below. Which one is your favorite method? Which one is the method you're using? Are you new to Repr? Have you never heard of Repr? Again, multiple links down below to various Repr tutorials and any other tutorial mentioned in this video. There is a truck downstairs pulling back. Are we gonna ignore it and move on? Okay, I'm gonna move on with it. And of course, we have the Black Friday deal on Repr with 50% off with coupon code MAYBF. And the other coupon code for 50% discount is BFMay, which is from maytribe.com. Everything on my shop until the end of the month is with 50% discount. There are a bunch of graphics. There are a bunch of seamless patterns. There are even Procreate brushes there, including some of the brushes that I made using Repr. 50% discount with commercial license for print on demand on Maytribe. All the details, of course, down below. Also, by the way, on matribe.com, you will find a lot of freebies, including free Ripper starter kits to get you started with creating multiple things, ideas that you have, creating coloring pages, really a lot of source files to be used for Ripper or for any other cause. We have a lot of freebies on matribe.com, including the latest freebie on matribe.com, which is the daily hashtags cheat sheet. For those of you who are signed up for Substack, that's my newsletter, and it's a free one to join. Then you have received an email with all the daily hashtags that I like to use the most to increase engagement on social media. You will find details on that in the link down below, including the free cheat sheet printable download and a bunch of other stuff. A bunch of other Black Friday sales are coming our way. Black Friday is truly the time of year that I spend the most amount of money on on online tools, and I'm pretty excited, including the fact that Hostinger is having more than 80% discount on their hosting packages with an added 10% discount for viewers of this channel. Details on that down below. I feel like I said that a million times. There is more to come. I was thinking about making a design tutorial. I wasn't really sure for what, and then I've heard in our Facebook group, link down below, I saw a lot of people asking about Pinterest, if I can make like a design tutorial just to create pins for different type of products. So I'm thinking about doing that, and also a full breakdown of these kind of platforms where you can sell your own stuff, but it's from a print-on-demand provider that the customer pays to the provider, not to you. You don't have to be the middleman in that, like with Etsy or Shopify. Things like Fourth Wall or Printify pop-up shops, or we have Teespring, which I personally do not like their layout, as well as Teamio. There is going to be a video about that, including the one I chose, the platform I chose that is actually Fourth Wall. For those of you who don't know, the more details were on that on Patreon, with the full disclosure of my actual shop that I'm working on, as well as on Instagram. I think everybody who's following me on Instagram can see what I'm working on. So a lot more things are coming. I'm still sick. I don't know if anyone can notice. And I'm quite surprised that I've been able to talk so much. I've actually had to split this video into 3 times of recording it because I'm really sick. But I feel like I'm getting better every day. And the weather is getting colder every day. It's really gloom outside. And I'm going to stop yapping because I can just talk on with you guys forever when the camera is on, but again, sick. Love you guys. Black Friday sale. Details in the description down below. And with that being said, that was it for me for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something new. And as usual, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!